We are live.
Joe, do you think Cowboy fans would be excited if DeMarcus Lawrence wins the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I guess. He's not a
what he
Cowboy
said-
no more.
After what he said before leaving the team, he goes, I had to leave the Cowboys because why? I want to go win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the same thing happens with Spurs fans too. You have people like Derek White that go on to win a chip. Oh, once a Spur, always a Spur. I'm so happy. Man, shut the hell up, man. He ain't with the team no more. Who cares?
But it's so funny. Derek White didn't leave the Spurs for any other reason why, like DeMarcus Lawrence. For DeMarcus Lawrence to come out in a full-length interview, come out and say, I'm leaving the Cowboys because I know I ain't going to win one here, has got to be demoralizing. Now, it would have been worse for Cowboy fans. It would have been worse for Cowboy fans if Micah Parsons had won, right? But DeMarcus Lawrence,
like, I give a shit about him anymore. He's not with the team no more. He goes and wins a chip, good for him, but I'm not going to live vicariously through him like the Spurs simps. You know, Spurs simps. Oh, this guy won a championship, or this ex-Spur is in the playoffs. Good for them. Once a Spur, always a Spur.
Now,
Shut up, man.
I would have understood if you wanted to cheer for Parker after he went to Charlotte and whatever. I understand, like, he's an all-time great, right? Derek White is in the Hall of Very Good for the Spurs. He won nothing with this team. I don't understand the love that Derek White got. Everybody loved Derek White for some unknown
Spurs simps
reason.
were added to hard in effect, too, because they just released some Spurs Sprite cans or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, look I bought a case of Sprite because it has a Spur logo on it. What are you going to do with the can? It's just going to sit there, dude. Like, who cares?
Oh, no. People buy the Cowboy cans and they buy the Astros cans.
I don't buy a can. What are you going to do with the can?
Where the dreams don't fade from the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210. Oh, it's the life that we chose.
That's right. We're rising together on a chilly Tuesday morning. My name is Mikey Menace. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. Lots to get into today. As always, we're talking sports and pop culture. In the sports world, the Spurs, some of the players, we know Wemby's going to be an all-star, right? Named as a starter for the all-star team next month. But he'll have some teammates along with him for the ride because Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper named to the Rising Stars Challenge.
Yeah.
Also added, David Jones Garcia representing the Austin Spurs, going to be out there for All-Star Weekend as well. We're going to get into that. NFL, some crazy news, man. Shadir Sanders was named a Pro Bowler.
Why?
A guy that played 7 games, a guy who only won 3 of those games or had a losing record in those games.
And on a team with a losing record,
you know? A team with a losing record. Alongside the fact that Trevor Lawrence was not named a Pro Bowler despite playing the same position, despite leading his team to a championship game, division title rather. What the hell just happened there? I mean, it's meaningless. The whole Pro Bowl is meaningless. What is more meaningless, the Pro Bowl or the slam dunk competition? Stephon Castle saying that he's not going to do the slam dunk competition.
No.
Kind of funny, dude. Kind of funny. We'll get into that as well.
We'll
get into some Spurs talk as well.
Spurs cans, collectible memorabilia. No, Miss Way. How much is that damn can gonna be worth?
It's
$0.
Trash. It ain't a collectible if you can't resell it later on, right, Joe?
Throw it in the garbage, bro. Throw it in the garbage. What are you gonna do with the case of Sprite? You don't even drink Sprite. It has a Spur logo on it. Or the other mamons that say, oh, look at the Spurs new energy drink. It has a Spur logo. Let me buy it. Effing simps, bro. Like, come on, man. Stop it. Stop it.
No, people bought those David Robinson cereal boxes back in the day.
Oh, the Dunkin'-O's, the Tim Dunkin'-O's. No, bro. What are you going to do with that box, for what? Like, come on.
So kind of funny, Joe. It's been a weird day, Joe, because this morning it's been a kind of a tragic day a little bit in my world because I have a client who's passing away and been having to deal with that this morning and making sure that everything is all organized. And, what I do for a living is handle people's finances, right? And now we're having to put together some money to pay for his funeral and all that stuff. And He's still alive. I talked with him last night, but they basically said that he does not. They're not expecting him to last through the weekend. So it's kind of crazy, man, just having to deal with all that and having to work with his family and all that stuff. So get your stuff in order, man. Life insurance, long-term care, all that stuff. Get it in order. And it's amazing having to work with another generation, having to work with the spouse, having to work with the kid, having to
Yeah.
work with the family. So I've been doing that all day long. On top of that, Joe, I've been having some issues with my tooth. So here's the thing, Joe. Chica is a dental hygienist, and she has made fun of the fact that when we got together, my teeth have always been straight. But let's just say that my gums needed some work, right? I've always needed
Okay.
what's called the
Okay.
occasional deep clean, right?
Yeah.
Scaling, I think, is what they sometimes refer to it as.
Scaling. What the hell is that, dude?
Oh man, that's what they deep clean to do the gums and all that stuff. So she puts me on this regiment there, right? Just floss, use this rinse and all that stuff. I mentioned the other day how she has me use 4 soaps when I take a shower, right?
Yeah.
So, it comes to like, doing certain things to your teeth, certain things to your gums, getting a certain toothbrush, using a certain toothpaste, using a certain mouthwash for the day, or a certain mouthwash for the night. It's very regimented because she takes that crap seriously because that's her line of work. So she was looking at my teeth the other day and she was like, "Man, Michael," she goes, "it's a night and day difference. You look amazing." But despite the fact that my gums look amazing and whatnot, I'm having an issue with a tooth right now. And she says you might need to get it capped, right? So she called me up about 10 minutes ago and was like, "We have an opening. You can come on in after the podcast."
I'll do you for free.
So here I am
Oh.
during her lunch break, gonna go over there, and it's gonna be kind of weird to have a dental procedure done by your wife, by my own
Yeah.
wife. So she has looked at my teeth before. She's cleaned my teeth before, but never done like anything major to me. I know a cap is not that major, but still, it kind of weirds me out a little bit that I'm gonna go see Chica for a medical procedure today, a dental procedure.
Mario Kovas Chica taught you how to use the 3 shells.
What movie was that from again? That sounds familiar.
Demolition Man, dude. Remember?
Demolition. That's right. That's right. That's right. I remember. I remember.
The 3 shells.
Yeah. I
Maybe
knew it
you
was a
need to
movie
use
reference to
4
the 80s.
toothpaste.
Nah, man. Chica's all about like it's this brand, it's this type of toothbrush, it's this type of. She's all about that, and it's funny because it's like she's looking at my teeth over the weekend, and she goes, "Man, your teeth look great. Your teeth look, your gums look great. Everything looks great." But I still have the sensation in my tooth, Joe. So I might have a cavity. So people ask the question: do you still need a copay?
Do you?
I don't know how that works.
You
I'm
probably
going
do
for a
because
dental
it's the
practice.
doctor's office, you know?
But I know the doctor. The doctors, we're cool.
Yeah.
I don't
but, I
know.
mean, I don't know, bro. It'd be like, you know what? You still coming into my facility and using my dental tools. They didn't buy themselves, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Now, do I pay full price? Because Daddy doesn't
mean,
have dental insurance, man. I have
No.
full medical insurance. And dude, I went like 2 months without health insurance, and I was freaking out, dude. Every time I was driving, I was freaking out because I had after my divorce and all that stuff, I was still on the on the medical plan for like months, and it cut off. And there was about a 1 month period there where I didn't have health insurance, but I got on to United Healthcare the other day, so I'm back fully insured, baby. But dental, Chica's like, just come see me. Why are you getting dental insurance? Come see me. So I don't know how this is all going to work out. I don't know if I have to pay a copay or if I'm
Gotta
out
tip
of
her well.
pocket or if I got a tip. And what's going to happen when she's leaning on over and I
Man.
lose my mind a little bit and I
You gonna
rub up
cop a
the leg
feel?
a little bit.
Mike.
Open up and say, baby, we don't
Oh
have to get
my
all kinky
God.
about this.
Close the door.
Hi, man. 328-3258 says, get the gold cap. Whatever happened to those, Joe? Whatever
Jeez,
happened to
man.
the gold caps, the silver teeth back in the day?
I'm sure they're still there, man. People get them now. They're called grills, dude. You know,
Oh,
go
my
get you a grill.
People are saying, Sergio is coming out and saying the water pick. Yeah, water pick works, baby. It does. No, but I've done a really good job with that, Joe. By the way, we've had this burn your bonza off challenge. There was controversy about it all yesterday, and it turns out there was no controversy at all. It was just bad privacy settings, Joe. So
Map the walk.
so we have a battle between Alex and Alfonso for the most miles walked. Alfonso reached out to me yesterday, and they're battling out 1 and 2. They have like over 90 miles walked this month on the app, right? Alfonso said he's lost 12 pounds this month.
Nice.
That the challenge is really getting him going, and that the reason why he goes out there and walks so much, Joe, is because he sees Alex walking so much. Joe, iron sharpens iron on the Area 210 podcast is what I'm saying, Joe. Chica and I are
Gotta
going to
go out
jump on
there.
the board for the February challenge, but very cool, Joe. But we do sports and pop culture here. Again, the Area 210 podcast is powered by PF Chang's La Cantera and the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. Joe, are you excited about David Jones Garcia, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper being part of the Rising Stars Challenge? Or is it just one of those things where you just watch the All-Star game and that's basically it? NBA All-Star
No,
weekend.
man, I'm excited for it. I mean, why wouldn't you be if you're a Spurs fan? You want to see as many players represented from your team in the NBA All-Star weekend. And I'm excited for not only Dylan Harper as a rookie, but also Stephon Castle showcasing his talents as a sophomore. And then you have DJG, David Jones Garcia,
Mhm.
doing his thing representing the G League. So it's a good weekend for Spurs fans. I'm sure they're going to be watching this game probably on Friday. It's going to be on the 13th, I believe, February the 13th, because that Valentine's weekend is NBA All-Star weekend. So starting on that Friday, about I think at 9, 7 o'clock, something like that, you're gonna be able to see the game. So I'll be tuning in and watching, supporting, Harper and Castle and David Jones Garcia.
Well, it's interesting to see the first-year players take on the second-year players.
Yeah,
That's always
always.
fun. That's always fun to watch. The new wrinkle then when it comes to the All-Star game is that you have the U.S. players taking on the international players, and the international players should dominate that particular game. So that's going to be fun to watch. To the best of my knowledge, they have not announced who's going to be part of the slam dunk competition. Although we do know that the three-time champion, the Matt McClung, I believe is his name, and then
Yeah, he ain't
Stephon
coming back.
Castle, who was a runner-up last year, both said that they're not going to take part this year. Meantime, on the three-point shootout, I like to see Champagne out there. I think Champagne would be a nice addition to the three-point matchup there. He's the only three-pointer shooter that we got on this team, right? So that'd be nice to see as well. Hasn't been announced yet, Joe. But man, I think back to the day, Joe. This is the back of the day moment, Joe, where the All-Star weekend meant something both in the NFL and in the NBA. With the
Yeah,
NBA, back in the day, you would see Michael Jordan taking on Dominique Wilkins for the slam dunk competition. You had players like Tracy McGrady in the late 90s, early 2000s taking part in the slam dunk competition. Clyde Drexler. I mean, you had literal all-stars taking part. And now it's just like the 12th guy on the bench, some G League dude, some two-way player, Matt McClung, taking part in it. It loses its luster, man. At least Stephon Castle was vying for rookie of the year last year. At least he was somewhat of a name. He was a national champion over at UConn, so people knew who he was. That added a little bit intrigue to it all. But I miss the days, Joe. This is why I can't consider LeBron to be the GOAT, because he didn't elevate himself at All-Star weekend. He didn't do the things that Michael Jordan did. And it's sad to see that we don't have a slam dunk competition of Giannis versus LeBron.
or Giannis versus Wemby. I'd like to see Wemby in the
Yeah,
not in the 3-point, but in the slam dunk
the slam dunk
contest.
contest. Yeah, just
Yeah,
something. Like, give us something to cheer for. Instead, we get these like weird games, like when the Spurs embarrassed themselves last year. Chris Paul and the guys cheating on that one game. What a complete embarrassment that was. And I know Spurs fans kind of back up. Well, it wasn't in the rules and all that stuff. And they sound stupid when they say that. They sound ole, 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 ole. Stupid, stupid when they say that. When they defend our guys when it comes to what they did All-Star weekend. Um, it was must-watch TV, Joe. And if I watch the All-Star weekend, it's gonna be because, as Charles Barkley would say, I had nothing better to do. But it
Look
used
at
to be
Mario.
I had to watch it.
Yeah. Mario Cavazos was asking a question. He was like, who was the last Spur to compete in the 3-point contest? And that would actually be Marco Beninelli. Marco Beninelli was the only Spur
Really?
to enter the 3-point contest in years 2014 and 2015. He won the whole damn thing. The only Spur to ever win the 3-point contest in 2014.
Marco Bellinelli, also the first Spur to ever block me on Twitter.
Yes, he blocked me too for no damn reason too. You know what? He's a hoe, bro. Hell with him, man.
That's funny, man. Back watching the Spurs. I mean, there was a drought that the Spurs had with like no All Stars for a good while. They were way back, way when before David Robinson. But we always had David Robinson in the All Star break. We
Yeah.
always had Tim Duncan. Then we had those years where we would alternate between Parker and Ginobili. It was kind of like they didn't want to have both of them out there, right? It was like Parker one year, Ginobili the next, and Parker then Ginobili, then Parker then Ginobili. But it was fun to watch it. I jumped off around 2005, Joe. Right around
Stop watching.
when I late 20s, early 30s, I kind of jumped off the All-Star weekend because it just wasn't as much fun anymore. And then they have like these skills challenge. I do remember that skills challenge that they had where it was it Robinson, Duncan, or somebody and Becky Hammond when they had
Yeah,
to
it was.
shoot
I
a
think
half
it
court
was.
shot?
Yeah, I think it was the Tim. Was it Robinson? I think it was Becky Hammond or somebody else. I don't know who it was. I don't remember.
It
I
might have
want
been
to say Tim
Parker.
Duncan.
It might have been
Might have been
Parker.
Parker. Yeah.
Yeah. Tony Analysis who's out to us in our chat, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, says, Mike, you can't say ole, 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 stupid, stupid, if I take a picture with the Jackals. Okay, first of all, it was me being funny, Joe. I wanted to I did do the victory lap, Joe. I said that the reason why the Jackals became so beloved was because people hated me. I was the lightning rod that got people to galvanize themselves in support of
Ooh.
the Jackals.
I made you infamous.
Yeah. Like the movie Young Guns. Emilio Estevez pulls out the gun. I'll make you famous.
Oh God, man. No, Mike. You
Tony's
showed your
asking-
belly
Tony's
quick to
asking
them
for the-
jackals, bro. Come on, Mike.
So, every time I hear the word jackal, I don't even know what a jackal is, Joe. I mean,
It's
like
just, it's another name for a coyote. The jackal, I think, is something that comes from like Australia or something. They just can't call them coyotes because they have a Spurs coyote. So they said, we'll call them the jackals.
well, it reminds me of the movie The Omen. Remember back in the 70s?
Yeah.
The horror movie The Omen, one of the classic 70s horror movies where Damien, the devil, was the spawn of a jackal. That's all I remember, the jackal, the spawn of a jackal. That's all I remember from the movie. But I don't know, man. I saw them doing it. Here's the thing about it, Joe. When I was at the Houston Rockets game, Spurs play the Rockets, by the way, tomorrow there in Houston. Second time in a week. Spurs blew a 16-point lead last week in Houston. Hopefully they come back and make things right and beat the Rockets at the Toyota Center tomorrow. But when I was at the game, Joe, watching the Jackals at the Frost Bank Center has one vibe. And to me, the vibe is I can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But watching them basically heckle with their cheers at an opposing arena, I kind of dug it, Joe.
Oh, and then one of the jackals was getting into it with Kevin Durant. And then that Nacho Libre guy came out and apologized. Like, what the hell are y'all doing? Why are you apologizing to him, dude? Like, no. I'm sorry, Mr. Durant, if you took offense. Bro, no, mom. Like, get out of here, man.
So you're not going to take any photos with the Jackals anytime soon, Joe?
No, why? Why? I'm going to be out there and I'll be there with LG. I'm going to be LG. We're going to do this chant, dog. Ole, 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 ole. Stupid. Stupid. Why am I going to take pictures with them and show my belly? No. I'm going to stand on
How did I
business.
show my belly, Joe? I
You
mean, come on.
Went out of your way to go over there and say hi to them.
They were 2 sections over, 10
Oh,
rows up, Joe. You make it
man,
sound like I
dude.
went to the other side of the gym. Then I went to the other side. Speaking of gyms, by the way, I saw this photo the other day. It was on Twitter yesterday. It was of De'Aaron Fox and I believe Dylan Harper at a UTSA basketball game. And they're sitting down with a fan taking a photo. And in the back, you see the facilities at UTSA basketball. Joe, Dude, across the street, Northside ISD has a gym and a facility and stands that are 10 times better than UTSA. I don't know what's worse, UTSA's basketball stadium or UTSA's baseball field.
No, that baseball field's an embarrassment, man. That baseball field is bad. The Convocation Center is just as bad. It's so old, man. Like you can get a folding table, right? Really, literally, they got a folding table, and then that's your media area.
Yeah.
They sit all the media people there.
Dude, I've refereed high school basketball 6A
God,
in San Antonio for many years. I didn't do it this year, but I have in the past.
yeah,
Um, UTSA's Convocation Center reminds me of SAISD's Convocation Center over at Alamo Stadium. It's almost identical, Joe. It's just an old building with a bad draft inside, poorly lit. It's so bad. You know, the worst one I've seen though, Joe, is I went to go see Rice University with my son's graduation
yeah.
last month. Joe, that's the smallest gym I've ever seen in my life. Rice University might seat 1,000 people in that gym, and they're in the same conference as UTSA. Like, what are the standards there for athletics when it comes to it all? Just have a good football program and a good football stadium, because all the other sports are lacking in the American Athletic Conference.
Look at what Rafa says. He says the Convocation Center is a rundown YMCA gym.
Yeah,
You know, I've seen like real talk, like my old high school, West Campus, has a better gym, dude. That's a high school gym.
Joe, Northside, when they have the new, they have that stadium over there off of 60. Well, it's not new, but it's by 1604 and Hausman. That gym is really, really nice. And then they have that new one over at Harlan High School, which is also a district gym. Very, very
Yeah.
nice facility. All better. Dude, Northeast ISD Blossom is better than UTSA's stadium. Mario
Well,
Cavazos says, Paul Taylor. If you know, you know, right? Forte de Culebra, Paul Taylor
damn.
Fieldhouse. I have refereed games there, man. Very, very nice. Very, very
Oh
nice.
man, the facilities need some work, man. It's like how are you going to pump all that money into like the football program and all that? And I get it, you know, but you're like you haven't pumped any money into that basketball program for years. It needs some help, man. And the
Dude,
lady roadrunners are showing out too. Like, I mean, come on, man.
oh, dude, we're cosplaying at this point. UTSA sports is, I mean, UTSA is in the American Athletic Conference, right? Which is one step below the Power Four conferences, right? And it's actually one of the top non-Power Four conferences out there. But really, Joe, we're a Sun Belt school, Joe.
Yeah.
You know, the Sun Belt Conference was where UTSA was at one point. Conference USA, that's really the level that we're at when it comes to facilities. And then you go to UTSA at football games over at the Alamo Dome, and you know how I feel about the Alamo Dome, Joe. I got to sneeze.
It's ugly. Shoebox. That's what
Mario
you say. Covered
Cavazos
with
asking,
shoebox.
do I ever referee at Davenport High School? I have one time. You know my favorite school to referee at, though, Joe,
What?
is Southwest High School. I don't know why. I like their
Hmm.
gym. The Convocation Center, even though I made fun of it at SAISD, I like it there. I like the vibe at Highlands High School, Joe. The maroon colored jerseys and all that stuff. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great vibe, dude. I've had it where I've done games over there where there's been the crowd is on top of you. And, you know, when you inbound the ball, you have to stand in certain positions. They start jawing at you from the stands, but they do it politely, dude. I'm going to tell you the worst place to referee. Anywhere off of Highway 46, going from Bernie to Smithson Valley to New Braunfels and all that stuff. Those are the most notorious schools for those schools. They're just entitled schools and entitled fans, big time.
Yeah.
The more money the school, the suckier the crowd. Inner city schools, dude, it's where it's at, dude. I love doing Highlands games. Love doing Edison games. Dude, Edison games, not Edison. Lanier, Joe, Lanier
Lanier.
Stadium has the best breakfast tacos in town. They sell breakfast tacos on Saturday mornings over there for Lanier basketball game. Go Vokes.
Have you gone to Sam Houston High School and
The
refereed
Hurricanes now. I've done Sam Houston games, but I don't think I've done it at that particular school. I was telling Chica the memorable moment when I got knocked out of a game and I got carried off the basketball court. Went to that story, Joe, right? Did referee for 14 years. Only one game I didn't finish because of an injury. I got carried off the court because I was refereeing a varsity basketball game between Alamo Heights and Memorial. I mean, one of the poorest schools against one of the richest schools. And it was at Memorial, and I had 3 players die for a loose ball, and they took me out like a chubby pin, dude, like a chubby bowling pin. They knocked me out, dude. I landed on top of all 3 players, Joe, when it was all said and done.
Damn.
And I had to be carried off the court by the same players who knocked my ass down. Hello Fist says, Happy Tuesday, Alamo Sports Crew. Very, very nice.
Yeah. Thanks
Welcome
for
to
joining.
the show. You know, Joe, we're talking about like the All-Star weekend and whatnot, and I'll get excited. I'll watch it because Wemby's going to be. Every activity seems to have a spur there. We have Wemby, Rising Star Challenge. That's Harper. We've got Castle. We've got David Jones Garcia. I'll watch that, Joe. But no one can seem to explain to me how yesterday Shadur Sanders was named to the Pro Bowl team in the NFL, Joe.
Yeah.
Like how can he accept that honor? That is, I don't understand that, Joe. Like if I was him, I would have said no because now it's a joke and the punchline is him. Trevor Lawrence did not get it. You could have given it to C.J. Stroud, who, though he does suck, did lead the team to 9 straight victories to end the season. You could have given it to Trevor Lawrence with 13-4. Shadur Sanders. Okay, let's go through his stats, Joe.
There it is.
Let's go through his stats, right? Shadur Sanders is, and is this because he's Deion's kid? Let's look at the last 4 games he played, Joe. The last 4 games he played, he had 111 yards passing, 186, 157, 177. The last 4 games he played, he had 2 touchdowns thrown and 7 interceptions. For the season, he had 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. So more interceptions than touchdowns, Joe. As a starter, did he win games? No. He had a record of 3-4 as a starter. Played less than half the season, and yet he's a Pro Bowler ahead of Trevor Lawrence. He's a Pro Bowler ahead of C.J. Stroud.
How many games did he play? 7?
7 out of 17. Make it make sense. How is it that a quarterback who had 3 victories is a Hall of is somebody who's going to be in the on the Pro Bowl weekend?
Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
that's a joke, dude.
People that he got named ahead of: Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers, who led Pittsburgh to the playoffs, Trevor Lawrence, who led Jacksonville to the playoffs, Lamar Jackson, who did not make the playoffs, but was a 44-yard kick away from making it, but balled out when he was playing, and he got over Joe Burrow. Who makes this decision?
Who knows, man? Maybe somebody's friends with his daddy, with Deion.
He's going to have that on his resume for the rest of his life. Former Pro Bowler Shadur Sanders. Make it make sense.
It don't. It don't.
And then back in the day, here's the back of the day. This is where I feel like I'm an old man, right? 48-year-old old man come in and saying, the NBA All-Star Weekend, they used to battle each other and they used to play each other. And now it's a battle to see who scores 200 points first. There's no defense being played. It's all a bunch of grab assing. And then the Pro Bowl's that way too in football. They don't tackle. It's glorified. It's not like flag football at this point.
No.
Oh my goodness. They just don't have it, Joe. Like the only true All-Star weekend is baseball. That's the only true weekend.
I enjoy NBA. I enjoyed the NBA All-Star weekend. I don't watch that celebrity game. That celebrity game is boring, dude. But I watch the Rising Stars Challenge because, over the course of the last season or 2, you've had a spur in there. So I'm watching that just to see what's going on, look at the other talent out there. I like watching the skills challenge. It's always been one of my favorites. I like watching the slam dunk contest as of late, but the previous ones have not been good at all. It was embarrassing and hard to watch. Now when you had Stephon Castle coming back, as a Spur representing, I was excited to watch that. Now I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, but the slam dunk contest, it's gotten a little stale, dude. They need to do something with that. I don't know what the answer would be. Maybe they should go ahead and give some burn to the G League players, man, and let them go ahead and do something.
But who would
You
watch
know?
that though? Who wants to
People
watch
will
David
watch it.
Jones Garcia play?
I'm just saying, man, like do something. I mean, Matt McClung, he was a G League player. That was in there in the slam dunk contest, only because they would bring him in and say, "Oh, we're gonna get you out of the G League and bring you onto the team just so you can compete," in the slam dunk contest. I mean, people want to go ahead and get entertained, man. They want to see somebody go out there and show them something. A lot of these dunks that they try to do are kind of cheesy, man. They're corny. They're goofy. Like they should have a standard. If you're gonna do a dunk, your first dunk should be one of these. Kind of as a playing field. You should do a dunk in this kind of a style. And then as you start going in up in the other rounds, you got to go ahead and add some pizzazz to it.
Well, they
Do
they
some
should do it
flair.
like they should do it like horse.
I
Can
don't know.
can
Then
can, can
everybody's
you
gonna be
match what I do?
copying. Nah, man. It's like do your dunk, but like make it count, man. Just don't go out there and do something dumb. Oh, I'm gonna bounce it off the backboard. No, dude.
And let me take 15 tries to make it happen, right?
Yeah, they get 3 tries and then they need the crowd to get involved. Then they finally do the dunk and the judges are dumb and they're like, "Oh, that's still we were gonna give him a 9, but we'll give him an 8." Like, what is that? They
Yeah.
should have different spots, right, on the
Yeah.
court, and they should have them like with the circle on them or something, and that's the number of points that you're gonna get, right? You're gonna do your first dunk, and if you're gonna go ahead and play it safe, it's gonna cost you points. But if you want to take a risk and you want to dunk from this spot and jump from this spot, it's gonna be worth a certain amount of points if you go ahead and execute the dunk. You know?
Is the fear that these guys are going to get hurt? Is that what that is? Because I remember years ago there was a running back from I think the Buffalo Bills who got injured at the Pro Bowl, right? And it's one of those things where they're like, "Oh, we don't want that to happen again." But at the end of the day, dude, it's supposed to be entertaining. People are
Yeah.
paying money to go to these games, and why would we want to go watch a bunch of scrubs go out there? That's what I don't understand.
Make it interesting, Mike. Like put a freaking pool in the middle and put a shark in there. Literally jump over the shark.
Jump the shark. That's true. Hey, another all-star type of game is the Senior Pro Bowl, the Senior Bowl in
Yeah.
college football. Did you hear Yahoo Sports got Diego Pavia's true height?
No.
Okay, remember Diego Pavia, the quarterback of Vanderbilt, right?
God, dude.
He got
He said
so
he was
pissed
6
off
foot.
that he got so pissed off that he was a runner-up over for the Heisman Trophy award, which he lost to Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. And if you don't remember, Diego Pavia also has the mom who would do all the thirst trappy stuff at the games and whatnot. And
Yeah.
they had the Pavia Mafia and all that stuff. And he's like, I'm gonna be an NFL player and all that stuff. He was listed by Vanderbilt as 6 foot, Joe.
No.
5'9".
Yeah.
And
Come
you knew
on,
this
man.
because at the Heisman Trophy Award ceremony, he's standing next to Fernando Mendoza. And I remember we showed the photo, Joe, back when it happened. I
God.
told you, Joe, I said, either Fernando Mendoza is 7 feet tall or Pavia is 5'8". 5'8". I was right, Joe. He's closer to 5'8", 5'9" than he is
6
6
foot.
foot. How do you lie about that, Joe? Why you gotta lie?
I'm like,
Why does Wemby gotta lie about his height? Because Wemby's listed at 7'4", and everyone around him's like, dude, he's really 7'7". He just doesn't want to say that he's 7'7". He's lying the other way. He's saying that
yeah.
he's shorter than what he is. But you have all these quarterbacks who say, "Oh, I'm 6 foot or I'm 6 foot." You know that they're lying by 2 or 3 inches, every single one of them, and they do that in the NBA too. Like they do that in the NBA too. They say, "Oh, well, this one's a legit 6 footer. This power forward is 6'11", but they're 6'7". They're still very tall." Look at
Yeah.
ESPN right now. They released their power rankings. The Stephen A. Smith power rankings. Oh my God, he has the Spurs at 3 still. Okay, so are the Spurs really a top 5 team in the NBA? Why does it seem like they're not?
It's the eye test, man. That when you're a Spurs fan and you're watching these games and you're watching how they're losing these games and squandering double-digit leads when they're up by like 19 or 16 points,
Yeah.
and not being able to close out in the fourth quarters, or they start squandering that third quarter, the horrible third quarters that they have, and they just keep chunking up threes. The eye test tells you, man, this team is still not playing very good. But then
Right.
you look at the record, and the record says they're still what, number 2 in the Western Conference? I'm just like, it is what it is on that end, because I think other teams, other fans, right, looking from the outside, they looking in, and
Hmm.
they're like, well, the Spurs are still a good team. I'm like, they're not a bad team by any means. The only thing is that they just can't play consistent basketball, and they still make poorly poor mistakes, poor shot selection, sloppy ball in that second half that Mitch hasn't figured out how to go ahead and fix. And look at, this is the standings as of late. I mean, you're looking at OKC still number 1, Spurs number 2. They're tied basically with the Nuggets, and then you have the Rockets, the Lakers, and then the Timberwolves all up in that top 6. And then the play-in tourney, you're going to have the Suns, the Warriors, Blazers, and of course the Clippers there that are making some noise because they started winning a slew of games here.
Hmm.
But I mean,
Well,
the Spurs at number 2, who would have thought that, Mike? Like, I wouldn't have thought they would have been there. I thought they were going to be playing material.
Spurs are on path right now, on track to get 58 wins.
Yeah.
I mean, actually 30, 31 and 15. They're on track for about 55 wins rather. So I mean, that's a very good record, Joe. So it makes you wonder, Joe, are we just too critical of our own team? Because
I
Denver
think
has
we are.
has the same record. The
Yeah.
Rockets have one more loss and 3 fewer wins. The Lakers have 2 more losses. The T-Wolves have 4 more losses than us. And I
Yeah.
know we look at it and think to ourselves, man, what could have been? Because had the Spurs beaten the Jazz, beaten the Trailblazers like they should have, had they beaten Minnesota like they should have, Golden
And
State
the
earlier like they
Pelicans.
should have, and the Pelicans, we look at the Spurs record thinking to ourselves, man, this 31-15 team should be 38-9,
Yeah.
38 and 38 and 8. But the NBA doesn't work that way, Joe. We saw last
Yeah.
week Indiana beat Oklahoma City. Indiana's one of
Yeah.
the worst.
Oklahoma.
So Oklahoma City lost to Indiana the same week the Spurs lost to the Pelicans.
Yeah.
The NBA is just weird that way because you have a team that just gets off and gets hot. The problem with Spurs fans, though, is we look at the Spurs losing these games and think to ourselves, man, it's not that the other team got hot. We had unforced errors. We're
Yeah.
benching certain players. Champagne one day, Dylan Harper another day. We're showing loyalty to certain players who don't deserve the loyalty just yet. The only person that we should be loyal to is Wemby. And that's it. Everybody else, whoever's hot gets to play, Joe. Harrison
Whoever's
Barnes
going to make an
got to do
effort,
something.
if you make an effort, you should play in the game, right? Like if
Right.
you're making an effort and you're out there and you're really trying and you're helping your team, keep them in the game. Why are you giving more run to Castle all the time if he's a detriment to the team? Why
Okay.
aren't you giving the ball more to Harper? And I understand the logic. Oh, he's a sophomore. It's his second season. Harper's a rookie. But if you look at the comparisons between the two at the point position, Harper's the better point guard.
Okay. Are we over evaluating our own players? And what I say about that is that Spurs fans like to think that Stephon Castle is going to be a future All-Star.
No.
I like to think that Dylan Harper is going to be a perennial All-Star at some point in his career. Harper is still very, very young. Castle's young too, second-year player. But is it possible that they're going to have just long careers and be very, very, very good players, but not be All-Stars? I mean,
The Hall of Very Good.
the Hall of Very Good. I mean, nothing wrong with that, Joe. We've had that
Yeah.
before. Or somebody that might make an All-Star team once or twice. DeJounte Murray was an All-Star for crying out loud one time.
Hall of Very Good.
DeJounte Murray, whose contract is being dangled right now by the New Orleans Pelicans, who don't want him anymore.
He's damaged all the time, bro. He's damaged goods, man.
Right. But going back to Harper and Castle, I mean, what is Castle's ceiling? I mean, Castle cannot shoot beyond 15 feet. He can't. He'll knock down a 3-pointer every once in a while, but the guy cannot shoot. Dylan Harper is not the greatest shooter ever, but he can run the offense.
Yeah.
Joe, we could be looking at this, Joe, and I'm not going to say that they're just dudes. They're above average players. They're above average players. They will have above average careers. But maybe they're not all-star material, Joe. Maybe they're just very good players. No different than De'Aaron Fox is. De'Aaron Fox made an all-star team once or twice, but he's just really a really solid piece. He's a solid player. But
He's
not
your
all-star.
closer. You want to go to him to close the games, and they keep on making the same mistakes over and over, especially when that fourth quarter, man. They keep on, like they say, chunking up threes, and they're gonna live and die by the three. But they're not a very good not a very good three-point shooting team. And the problem with that is you don't move the ball. When they were
Right.
beating OKC, like I said, I was like, man, look at this Spurs team, bro. Look at how they're moving that ball around the perimeter, looking for the open man, getting great shots. Like I was like, wow, I was impressed by that. I'm like, man, this Spurs team can be something special if they play like this. But it was fool's goal. As
Mhm.
soon as they beat OKC, was it three in a row? The wheels fell off,
Right.
And I was like, what happened? They digressed. And now we're just seeing a mere shell of the team that we saw beat OKC, and we want to see them get back to their true form. I don't understand what the problem is. I don't know why Mitch isn't out there saying, guys, share the ball, pass the ball, get in better position to shoot. You don't have to just settle for threes. It's basic fundamentals.
Lots of great comments coming in, Joe. That's a good take, Joe. Lots of comments coming in from our chat, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. McLean Garrett, I believe is the name, says, we don't need 3 All-Stars. They can be fringe. Mario Cavassa says, DeJounte Murray was an All-Star by default. That's not fair, dude. He was a replacement player on the All-Star team. He's not Shadir Sanders, dude. There is a replacement player on every single All-Star team every single year. There should have been one last year when LeBron James got hurt.
Same
It
thing
happens
happened with
every year.
LaMarcus Aldridge. Remember, Marcus Aldridge got in by default?
Yeah. I mean, to say that's like saying Keldon Johnson is a default gold medalist. He's a gold medalist because he was a part of the team. JHNSB says Castle shoots 27% from 3 and Harper shoots 24%. Not the Splash Brothers, but the Trash Brothers.
Trash brothers.
From 3, the Masuda Brothers. Tony O'Neill saying, preach it. Too many damn 3-point shots. Nothing wrong with shooting 3-pointers if you can make them. No one complains when it's Klay Thompson and Steph Curry back in the day knocking down threes. No one complains about that because they have a high effective field goal shooting percentage. They have a high percentage of making it. The problem is shooting them when you can't make them. The other team wants that to happen, Joe.
Yeah.
We saw that against the Rockets when I was there with Chica last week at the Toyota Center. The Spurs were what? 7 for 12 the first quarter?
Yeah, it was bad.
And they kept chunking them second, third, and fourth quarter. And guess what? We reverted back to the mean. The Spurs are a bottom 8 team in the NBA when it comes to 3-point shooting. Bottom 8.
Yeah.
So we're the bottom 25 percentile of 3-point shooting. Why are we shooting 50 attempts? We're not the Celtics.
It makes sense.
Makes no sense. Absolutely no
Look
sense.
at William Van Beckham saying Carter Bryant needs a lot more minutes. And they're starting to give him some minutes.
He's deserving them. He's deserving them. Can he shoot beyond 15 feet? No. Dude, he wobbles when he shoots a 3-pointer. There's no. And I said this to.
He's on shaky legs.
I said this to you before and to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs before.
Yeah.
When you see Castle shoot a 3-pointer, he is so confident in everything that he does except for that shot. You can see it in his eyes. Carter Bryant, though, is deserving of a more playing time, more run. He basically took Sohan's minutes, right? Devin Vassell coming back. Hopefully that I know he played a decent game against the Pelicans, but it's one of those things where you look at it and you wonder how long it's going to take for him to get his legs back, right, Joe? Spurs not in action tonight. They go back in action tomorrow against the Houston Rockets. Rockets favored to win that game.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the breaking news right now. ESPN just signed ESPN. The Buffalo Bills now have a new head coach.
Who is it?
That head coach has some LSU ties, Joe.
Oh, I see.
They promoted their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady.
Yeah.
So Joe Brady got promoted to head coach. He was the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator. Before that, he was an interim offensive coordinator. He was also a quarterbacks coach. He was an offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers back in the day, a passing game coordinator for LSU back when they won their national championship game. He was also with the Saints as an offensive assistant, as a grad assistant, and a linebackers coach at William and Mary. That was brutal when the Saints canned their coach last week. That was so undeserving. The owner was like pissed. The owner made a decision based on emotion, not based on logic. The Bills should have won that game. And you're going to fire somebody for an awkward, controversial play?
Yeah.
Seems a little bit odd.
Yeah. But getting back to talking about Spurs and where they're at right now. Spurs fans, there's a bunch of them here right now in the chat. I think at times we are a little too critical of the team, because we can see they have the potential to play better than they are right now, especially when we saw them, like I said, against OKC. I was like, wow, this team looks really good at, almost at full strength. They were still missing Wemby. But then you're just looking at the team now and how they've digressed, and you're just like, what happened between then and now? And they're still, even though that they lose some of these games and then they win a couple, lose a game or two. It's the way that they lose, and sometimes the way that they win. I think that's not up to the billing to Spurs fans. Like some of these games, against lower tier teams, barely winning by 3. I mean, it still counts as a win, but they want to see blowouts, But unfortunately for Spurs fans, if you look at the numbers, the Spurs, they've been in some heated battles, where they come back sometimes from being behind by double digits, and they get in crunch time games, right? They've had, I think, of like half of their games have been crunch time games, Mike, where they're either coming back from a deficit or they're going to be in a battle with the team, meaning that the deficit there between the team and the Spurs winning is like 5 points, 3 points, and the Spurs ink out a win. That's not necessarily a bad thing for a young team, right? They're still, for all intents and purposes, they have a young core, but it's not like they're inexperienced anymore. We can't say they're young, but they're inexperienced. That's not an excuse. They know now what it takes to win at a high level, and they just need to live up to the billing.
Well, remember,
there's a lot of things there that you can unpack as a Spurs fan, but one thing is also enjoy your victories. We shouldn't be so critical of the team and just like tear them apart all the time. I'm enjoying some of the wins, Mike. I am.
Well, remember back around Christmas time when the Spurs won back-to-back games against the Oklahoma City Thunder? Remember, those were the great times, right, Joe?
Yeah.
The Spurs at that point were sitting with a record at 23-7. Since then, Joe, since Christmas, been a month.
Yeah.
The Spurs have gone 8-8. We have been a 500 team over the course of the last 31 days. So I think that's the uneasiness there, because we were on pace for a very, very good season. But who have we lost to in the last month? We lost to the Utah Jazz at home. We lost to the Rockets, a game that we were up by 16 points to. We lost to Minnesota. We lost to Memphis, a depleted Memphis. We lost to Portland. We lost to Cleveland. Since Christmas, we're a 500 team. We're an average team, Joe. So when ESPN comes out and says that we're number 3 in the power rankings or whatever the case may be, they're not watching us, this team. They're just looking at the standings. We're an 8-8 team last month.
Yeah.
23-7 to start the year, 8-8 since then. That's not bashing the team. That's just giving you straight up numbers.
Hand over fist is here. I understand what he's saying. He's like, it's the host hater nature to pile on the lost wagon. No, man, we're just trying to say that you got to keep the team accountable. Some of you guys are just watching the team with your goggles on all the time. We call them the Spurs simps.
Are we haters?
They can do no wrong. They can do no wrong.
We have not done anything that's hater. Everything that we have said,
facts.
speaking facts. When we say EFGs, when we say 3-point shooting percentages, when we say records, we're spitting facts. And just because you don't want to hear those facts or you wish those facts were not true or not accurate, that doesn't make us haters. That just means you have the goggles on.
Yeah. They're still the number 2 team in the West. For as bad as they've looked, they're still number 2. So you have that to hang your hat on. But now that you're already going to, let's say, more than halfway, the halfway mark of the season, you're going to have to start making a push here because these losses are going to start piling up and they're going to cost you that second seed right now. If you can't find ways to win in this month and going into February, we're already coming at the end of March, end of January, going into February. The rodeo road trip is looming. They need to find ways to win, especially on the road. You only have January, February, March, and then what's coming up? Playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be coming up soon. You got to make a good push now, and you have to find ways to win. You can't go ahead and hide behind your mistakes anymore. You're going to get exposed. All these teams have found the Spurs out, and now they're going to start playing them very physical. This is the way that they're going to have to get – the Spurs are going to have to get used to getting played this way. They're going to have to respond accordingly. Either you go ahead and toughen up, or you're going to wind up getting knocked out and being a playing team. What are you going to do? The Spurs are at a critical juncture right now. So you're going to fold under the pressure, or are you going to rise to the occasion and show, you know what, we're ready to go ahead and make that jump?
I don't think the Spurs are going to fall into the area of being a play-in team. I think the Spurs are too good for that. The records, they would have the wheels would have to fall off big time. Because if the Spurs are playing 500 ball the rest of the way, they're going to be making the playoffs 1 through 6 somehow, some way. But I just look at this team and I think to myself, they are a good team, but not a great team.
Yeah,
and when the season was started, when the Spurs were 23-7, I thought that on any given Sunday, any given day of the week, the Spurs could win.
Yeah.
A 7-game series against somebody. I don't think that anymore, Joe. I think this team is destined for a second round exit. They have no ability. They're not strong enough yet. They're not. They don't have, as you like to say, the balls haven't dropped. They don't have, and I hate the whole thing. They need to have a dog out there. That's why we need Sohan out there. They need to have a dog out there, dude. No, we need good players.
What they need is they need the generational player to be generational, not just be a dude.
Well, beyond that, they also need to have a stretch 4. They need to have an ability to unclog the paint. That's what they need to have, Joe. There's a lot to it, because why is Wemby not able to do certain things? Because they clog the paint. Why are they clogging the paint? Defenses are clogging the paint because Harper, Castle, Fox, Barnes can't shoot a 3 to save their lives.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to it all. It's a lot of dominoes. It's not just, Wemby's balls haven't dropped. It has not. There's a lot of X's and O's that's going on when it comes to it. And Mitch Johnson can't fix it. Because Mitch Johnson.
You see Mitch on the sideline. He gets frustrated. He's just watching this team with the stupid look on his face.
But he can't
change. What would
I
do?
He has no shooters. What? He has no shooters, Joe. What shooter does he have on the bench that's going to go in the game and change things?
That's his fault in the front office.
That's Brian Wright's fault. That's Brian Wright's fault. Mitch Johnson ain't signing players. It's Brian Wright's fault. Brian Wright's
he knows what he needs. Mitch knows what he needs out there on the court.
He doesn't. Mitch isn't making calls on.
He's not, but they know the needs they need to address. But they're not doing nothing.
He ain't Pop. Pop is the one who had influence on Brian Wright. Brian Wright, Mitch Johnson. There's a hierarchy there. Pop was always ahead of Brian Wright. Brian Wright's ahead of Mitch Johnson. Make no mistake about that. Hey, Joe, let's give some love to P.F. Chang's La Cantera. On the other side, I want to get into some NFL talk. Maybe incorporate the Dallas Cowboys a bit into this, because I saw this article talking about the fact that the Super Bowl quarterbacks this year are not one of the highest paid ones. And is there something to be said about that? And should certain teams respond to that? And they're talking about the Texans and Cowboys in particular. Let's talk about on the other side. Let's give some love to P.F. Chang's La Cantera.
P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
That's right. They've got those $8.99 cocktail specials going on for a limited time right now from open to close. Go check them out. Chica likes a lychee martini. I'm a big fan of the mule. Go check it out. Now, not part of the cocktail collection is the smoked old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do yourself a favor and get one of those. And don't forget, tomorrow is Wednesday Wines Day, which is half-off bottles of wine and champagne over at P.F. Chang's La Cantera. And rumor has it, Joe, they're going to have what? Brand new old-fashioned collection coming out?
Three old fashions that are going to be coming up. They got 3 new drinks. Of course, they're all old fashions. They're going to be coming out. I'm not going to spoil and say what they are, but I'm looking forward to it when they make the official announcement.
Very, very, very nice, dude. The smoked one, the original one, is very, 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 very good. Joe, let's talk about the NFL. We have the Super Bowl coming out. ESPN says that Seattle has a 60% chance, according to their analytics, 60% chance of winning the Super Bowl. 4.5-point favorites in Super Bowl 60. Seahawks and Patriots, February 8th. Going to be a 5:30 kickoff here in San Antonio. That being said, Joe, reading an article about the quarterbacks, you have Drake May, who's on a rookie deal with the New England Patriots. You have Sam Darnold, who signed a 3-year, $100 million contract, basically getting paid $30 million per year. And you look at who made the conference championship, the conference games, right? Or made runs in the playoffs. CJ Stroud's on a rookie deal. You see, Brock Purdy got paid very little money early on in his career, right? Joe Burrow, for a good while there, was on a rookie deal until he got a bump up in pay. And the question they were asking, though, Joe, was, do you think there'll be a turn on quarterbacks the way that there was a turn on running backs the past 2 decades? Past 2 decades was, I remember, Joe, you needed to have a stud running back. You needed to have a Walter Payton. You needed to have an Emmitt Smith. You needed to have a Roger Craig. You needed to have a stud running back. Barry has never won anything.
But he was on a bad team.
But you need to have a stud running back to like make runs at the playoffs, right? And then at some point, the analytic people were like, "Oh, well, no, you don't need that, because all you really need is a good passing game and a good defense, and actually running backs are disposable. You can always replace a running back and pretty much get the same production out of the out of the star one, right? The difference between a star running back and an average running back was too small of a difference, right? So, but they realized that quarterback play was important. So then there was gravitating towards paying quarterbacks an obscene amount of money. But now the teams that pay an obscene amount of money to the quarterbacks, guess what, Joe, are not going far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
remember the days of old when Jerry was paying a lot of money to keep Ezekiel Elliott. And where's he at now?
He was the
What's
last
his name?
running back to really get one going, right, Joe?
Gone. His name is gone.
So the idea of highest paid quarterbacks out there, because who's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? That would be Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Are the Cowboys better off without Dak in the long run? Now, right now, if they got rid of him, there would be this whole, situation where there's dead cap money, similar to what happened to Denver when Sean Payton took over. Sean Payton got rid of Russell Wilson with all that money in his contract. There was a dead cap situation there. But the question becomes, can a team like the Cowboys win with a $60 million quarterback? Can Cincinnati win with a $55 million quarterback, or Buffalo with a $55 million quarterback, or Green Bay and Jacksonville also have $55 million quarterbacks? Can you win with that? Or is it better to have a mid-tier quarterback and allocate those resources differently, like say to a defense instead.
Defense wins championships, man. I'm not gonna lie, but you just need your offense to be just I, you know.
Right.
But we got an incoming super chat, and I like this one. This is from Sam Salinas, and we'll go ahead and play that.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
And he's saying Mike is 100% psycho obsessed with the Cowboys.
Well, I mean, first of all, if you do realize we are in Texas, so I'm talking about Cowboy and Texan quarterback, because the Texans have an issue coming up when it comes to it all. Thank you for the support, by the way. The Texans have an issue coming up because they have C.J. Stroud's final year of his rookie deal this year. They have a 5th-year team option, which is going to allow him to sign for a 5th year team option, but the team option is for $51 million, Joe. So if you want to keep C.J. Stroud a 5th year, you got to jump him to $51 million from his rookie deal.
Yeah.
Texans better by signing C.J. Stroud to a 5th year, or should they just say, hey, man, we have a really good defense. Maybe we'll just go into free agency and get a quarterback off free agency. Maybe we'll just go draft another one as opposed to paying C.J. Stroud. Because what happens when C.J. Stroud gets that $51 million deal for a 5th year? Do you think he's going to go back and get paid $35 million the next year?
No.
Once you get the taste of a $50 million deal in the NFL, like the town, got the taste.
Get the taste.
You're going to want to keep making that money. You don't blame them for that, Joe. So the Texans are in a weird situation right here where they have this incredible defense, but a questionable quarterback, and they'd be fools to go out there and pay him. But then again, at the end of the day, you know what teams don't want to do, Joe?
No.
They don't want to go without a quarterback. That's why the Cowboys are like Brokeback Mountain with Dak Prescott. I wish I could quit you. They are so deep into Dak Prescott that the idea of going back and drafting a quarterback, the fear of the unknown, that's one of the things that they talk about when it comes to like a divorce or when it comes to a breakup, right? They say that oftentimes the anxiety that appears is because of the fear of the unknown. I know that we have a friend, family friend, that is going through a divorce right now, and that particular person is having a difficult time letting go, a very difficult time letting go. And it's not that they don't realize that it could be better days in the future. It's just at that moment, the fear of the
fear. Yeah.
and that's what causes the anxiety. And you look at the Cowboys are married to Dak Prescott. The Cowboys are married to Dak Prescott. And the Texans, the question is, are the Texans married to C.J. Stroud? Or are the Texans still dating him? Because right now, at his price point, it's a good date. Whether you like C.J. Stroud or not, at the price point that he is out there making, he's worth every penny. But when he starts making $51 million, Joe, he's not. He's overpaid. Dak is overpaid. Burrow's overpaid.
How is Dak overpaid if he's a good quarterback?
He's a very good quarterback, but he's making more money than the production level.
It's not so much his fault, man.
There's not one quarterback worth $60 million, Joe.
Well,
It's not a Dak Prescott. It's not a Dak Prescott thing.
What's our mantra?
I would say that
on this
about
show?
all 30 quarterbacks.
What's the mantra on the show? Women lie, people lie, the numbers don't lie. What do Dak's numbers tell you?
Well, Joe, you're looking at it differently, Joe. You see,
I'm just saying.
you know how my favorite stat in basketball rather, is EFG. It's not about ranking them like, okay, well, levels of production. Because if you're going to go levels of production, Matt Stafford's 1. And then you might go 2, might be Josh Allen. And then somewhere in that mix is Dak Prescott, right?
Yeah.
But it's not about that, Joe. It's the stats that they create at the price point by which they make those stats. If you want to look at it, Joe, Caleb Williams is probably the most valuable quarterback in the NFL. Is Caleb Williams a top talent in the NFL? No, but the dude makes $30 million. For what he does at $30 million is more valuable than what Dak does at 60. Dak's a better quarterback. Dak has better stats. But at that price point of 30, that allows them to do what? Go get defensive players. That allows them to get weapons on the defense.
Yeah.
That's
So
the point.
top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, would you agree would be Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow? They have CJ Stroud. I'm not really agreeing with that. Lamar Jackson, Drake May, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert,
Sure.
Jared Goff. And in the top 10, you got Dakota Rain Prescott,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Except for CJ Stroud. He can go. You can put Trevor Lawrence or somebody else in there instead.
Right.
But I'm just saying,
Joe,
Dak is a decent quarterback on a bad team.
right? Well, no,
Right.
Dak is a good quarterback who's making too much money, and it's going to
But
be holding back that team.
What's going to be the asking price though for a quarterback moving forward? Whoever
Well,
gets
see that-
paid the most dictates what the market's going to do.
Well, see, and that's crap. That's what the NFL has been doing. Oh well, the next quarterback in line, and at some point, Joe, teams have to buck off of that and go no. And I bet you the first team that does that is going to be the Houston Texans because they're going to look at CJ Stroud and go, no, we don't want to do that. You're talking about all those quarterbacks there, right? Top quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that Patrick Mahomes, that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, that there are 16 quarterbacks who make more money than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So Patrick Mahomes is a top 5 when people are healthy and he has his weapons around him, is a top 5 quarterback, but he's his 16th highest paid quarterback. And that's what I mean. You're getting a benefit for that. It is better to pay the 5th best quarterback, the 3rd best quarterback in football, 16th best money. And with Dak, he might be a top 6 or 7 quarterback in football, but they're paying him number 1 money. That's the problem, Joe. Is that you look
It's
at
like
it,
this,
Drake
Mike.
May is in the Super Bowl, Joe. Sam Darnold, who makes $33 million in the Super Bowl.
But
There's
whose
gonna be
fault is that?
pushback.
That's not Dak's fault. It's like this. You go for a job interview, right? And you get a job. And some of these brothers been there 10, 15 years. And you come in there, you impress the people, they hire you.
Right.
And you instantly get paid more money than a dude that's been there 15 years. At the end of the day, whose fault is that?
No, you're right. I'm not saying that you're wrong, and we have head of a fifth saying MJ confusing what should be with what is. That's a great way of putting it. What I'm trying to say is that things change, Joe, and the way that teams are crafted, the way that teams are created, do change. We saw that with running backs. It went from being paid running backs. Look at Jeremiah Love of Notre Dame.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah Love. Dun, 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 dun. The Saints are going to be sitting there at number 8, asking themselves the question, should we get Jeremiah Love?
Yeah.
And there's going to be somebody in the back going, you don't get a running back in the first round, right?
Yeah.
Because, you could have a Clyde Edwards-Helaire situation. You can have a situation where they don't pan out. And you're like, well, why did you spend a first rounder on them? Even though you have a stud running back, Ashton Genty, for example, was one that everyone thought was going to be all great. He sucks ass for the Raiders because he can't block for crap. But there's going to be a time and date where the adage of, well, next one in line is the one that's going to get paid. They're going to set the market. There's going to be a time when a business owner is going to look at that, an owner of a team to look at that and go, no. You don't think
who dictates the market? Isn't that the owners that are going to pay for said player?
Well, they're doing it, but they're finding out that it's not working, Joe. They're finding out that it's not working. Cowboys are in purgatory right now because they're paying $60 million to Dak, and they might pay $120 million plus to Dak and 2 receivers, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. They're in purgatory, Joe.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna win crap with that type of team development, Joe. Who did they let go, Joe? DeMarcus Lawrence. Who ended up going out there is going to be in the Super Bowl for the Seattle Seahawks. They let go of Micah Parsons. It's funny, Joe. You look at it, a well-balanced team. Teams are winning these days without the top quarterbacks getting paid.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna figure that out, Joe. The owners aren't stupid. They're gonna figure it out. Sam Salinas with a chiming in with seasons change, people change. God, that song's gonna be in my head. Just to have you here today, just to have you here
Oh
today.
God, man.
Expose, baby.
You
I
know
thought you
what
said
song?
expose.
You know what's a stupid ass song that'll stay in your head all day? I guarantee if you hear it. What's that singer? Sade?
Yeah.
Smooth Operator.
Don't name the song.
Such a stupid song, dude.
She had better songs than that.
No, but I'm just saying that's a dumbass song that'll stay with you all day long. You'll be sitting
Coast
at your
to
desk
coast,
humming it.
LA to Chicago.
Mike has the pipes today, low key. Fun times. Karaoke night with Mike. You know what's fun times too? Check out the new merch that we got, man. We got these new hats here. Area 210 hats, man.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what Tex Mex Frank sent us over here in the media share. Thanks, Tex Mex Frank. Put that hat on top
like
of
that.
the
Send
Alamo,
me that.
man.
Send me that photo, man. I like that.
I'll send you this one. That's a good one. Thanks, Frank. I appreciate it. But y'all can get your hats. You can get your merch right now. We got it over here at the Fourth Wall store. I'll show you where it's at right now. Just go to any web browser and just type in Alamo City Podcast Network shop.fourth wall. And there you go. You can go ahead and check out the new merch. And like I said, we have a bunch of other things in there. We got the shirts, the hats there, as you can see, with some of the catchphrases on there. What's his name gone? Mike Sneaky Athletic. So go out there and support the show. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, one of the jackals came up to me the other day when I was over there in Houston and said, "Shut up, Gina." So you know what? I mean, I had to show my belly, as you like to say, Joe.
Show
Now,
your belly quick.
There's a comment. Dark Aeons. I knew what Dark Aeons was going with when he posted on our chat San Antonio, and I knew what he was going at with he because he originally said San Antonio, and I knew
Antonio.
I knew when I read that. That's the way it was in my ears. San Antonio, where we roll, where we roll, where we roll.
Yeah, it's a stupid song. That chick is not prison, but she's in jail somewhere. She locked up. And look at Matt's asking for the QR code. Well, there you go for your viewing pleasure. If you all want to go ahead and scan the QR code, scan it on the screen, and take you straight to the Fourth Wall store so you can buy the merch.
Dude, the way that you said for pleasure, I thought of Deuce Bigelow when he goes, "I'm a gigolo." A jiggle what? A jiggle who? He goes, I'm a gigolo. I give women pleasure.
Women pay me to give them pleasure, is what he says. You should watch that one with Chica, dude.
That's the way that you pronounce it. You said pleasure for your pleasure.
That's what he says. But you should watch that one with Chica. I think she would like that one. It's funny, dude.
The Deuce Bigelow?
Yeah, the Deuce
Bigelow. Deuce Bigelow's great, man. When he takes her to the baseball game, that's funny.
Or that one chick, what did he say? Somebody say steak.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's been a big mistake. Someone say steak? He starts rubbing her feet with baby oil. He diddies her feet. Like size 30 feet.
You talk about movies that can't be made anymore. That's one of them.
I know. And the one with Tourette's was funny, man.
God, dude.
Whatever you do, don't YouTube search Tourette's karaoke.
God, dude.
Somebody sent me that like 10, 15 years ago. It's this one guy singing Lady in Red. If he goes into a Tourette's fit, it's so bad.
They just put in a video here, and the Spurs released a video. They're showing video of El Wembeyazo out there in practice doing his thing.
Hopefully he's doing post-up moves. Is he shooting threes?
Nah, bro. Look at him. Wembeyazo, and they have Castle, and look at them. They're making shots in the open gym with no hands in front of their faces.
No hands.
No mames.
I did
dude.
I did like the shirt that Fernandez had the other day of the elote, the big elote. That
Yeah.
was nice. That was nice. Let's get
Oh
some love
yeah.
to our good friends over at Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio over at the Riverwalk. Fantastic place to go check out some merch. Dude, I used to collect those Hard Rock shirts back in the day from all the different
Yeah.
cities.
Got some good stuff.
They got all the musical merch and all that stuff out there. Let's give some love to Hard Rock Cafe.
The Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic grabs, and $6 craft import grabs at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Damn,
One
those
take,
burgers look good, baby. Those burgers look good.
They are good, dude. They have some pretty big burgers out there, man. It's like I don't know if you can fit it all. You're gonna be able to fit it all in your stomach, Mike. You might have to take it to go.
Oh, dude, no, man. I'm trying to lose some pounds, baby.
Then get the salmon, dude. I'm telling you, they got healthy
Salmon's
choices out there.
gross, man. Salmon's gross.
No, Mike. Get a salad then. But you're eating fideo with chica. No mames, Mike.
Nah, dude. I'm toning it down big time, Joe. I had my oatmeal for oatmeal and pecans for breakfast over here.
Well, she took care of you the other day when she made you fideo. She gave you like sliced avocado and everything, to go along with it. So she's trying to keep you healthy, Mike.
Oh, I know. It's funny when I ask her to if she can make something basic like a sandwich, she even goes all out with that, dude. It's like avocado slices. It's got like some cilantro, and she dices up carrots and not carrots, tomato and pickle and all that stuff. It's not just like a slice of tomato. She dices it.
It's not bologna.
And it's with our artisan bread. It's not
Artesian bread. Oh, she told me the other day, she's like, did Mike tell you that I hung up you say you call it the paddle, but it's a cutting board. She goes, I hung it up. Did Mike show you the picture? I'm like, no. She says, rude. There it is. That's cool.
Yeah, it's decorative now.
Yeah. I knew she wasn't going to use it.
Well, I mean, it's too nice to use. It's part of the it's part of the decoration, baby, of the house. It's part of the decor. Very, very cool.
Yeah, no, Mario Cavazos is saying, is that a new Area 210 cap? Yeah, it sure is, man. Like I said, if you want to get the merch, man, just go ahead and click the QR code, scan the QR code that you see right there, and you can go ahead and get into the fourth wall store we have. Go and buy you an Area 210 hat. We have this one, and we have the other one that says the Alamo City Podcast Network.
So our hard rock music moment of the day, Joe. Maya Say is reporting that George Strait is adding even more Texas shows after overwhelming demand. Is he coming to San Antonio or what?
He's going to be in Austin.
The Moody Center on May 15th and 16th.
But you said that he wasn't a good show, man, that you got bored with him.
It was the venue, Joe. I bet you if I had seen him at the Majestic or if I had seen him at the Tobin, it would have been great. But I saw him at the T-Mobile Center there in Las Vegas. It was a horrible venue for him. Awful venue.
What do you call it? He wasn't a stadium gig, not good for a stadium.
He wasn't entertaining at all. He was an old man out there just singing a song and turning to the because it was in the round. So it was kind of like we saw his ass 3 of the 4 for every 4 songs. 3 of them we saw his ass, and 1 of them we saw his face. And so he was going from this corner sing 2 songs, this corner sing 2 songs, this corner sing 2 songs, this corner sing 2 songs. He wasn't Garth Brooks running around and making a spectacle or anything like that. Not to say that he's greater or better, but I'm just saying I love George Strait's music, but he belongs in a concert hall. He doesn't belong in a stadium. The Moody Center, it is a stadium, but it's a small stadium, so I can see that one being a good place for him.
You're not going to get up for Amarillo by morning? No?
I mean, what's your favorite George Strait song?
I like Amarillo by Morning.
That's all right.
Ah, Mike.
It's not my favorite of it. Like the
What are we
chair.
gonna listen to? The Cowboy Rides Away. What are we
Oh,
listening to?
that's a great song, though. By the way,
Yeah, yeah.
the chair is probably my favorite. What's it called? Okay, we play this game on Spotify, Joe. How many George Strait songs do I have? Give me an
How
over
many?
under. Give me an
I'd
over
say
under.
five. Five.
5. Okay, Joe. Let me see here. Number of George Strait songs I have saved on my phone. 15. I have I Hate Everything, which sounds like it was written about me. Nobody in his right mind would have left her. Write This Down. That's a good song. I like that song. Baby's Gotten Good at Goodbyes. It's one of my favorites of his. Blue
Yeah.
Clear Sky. Karen, Your Love With Me. You Look So Good in Love. All My Exes Live in Texas. Oceanfront Property. I Crossed My Heart. You Look So Good in Love. That would be one of my top 3 songs of his. The Chair. Full Hearted Memory. Amarillo by Morning. And Let's Fall to Pieces Together. God, he's great. He's brilliant. Let's see that in a concert hall, Joe. Let's not go to a 30,000 seat arena. It doesn't do it, Joe.
You know what song I still like? My guilty pleasure, like if I'm drinking with my boys and stuff.
What's that?
Brooks and Dunn, Neon Moon, brother.
Mhm. I got to meet Kick Brooks when I was at the Super Bowl Radio Row back
Yeah.
in Phoenix a couple of years ago. I think back about those Radio Row moments because I don't know if the guys are going back over to Radio Row this year, but it was always a blast, dude. Minnick still mentions on the radio that I flooded the kitchen accidentally that one time I was there.
You know what? I've been thinking a lot about that, Mike. It's like I think we need to start dropping our name in the hat for a big venue like that, for the Super Bowl. And maybe if we get credentialed, to go in there maybe next season or next year. should
Do
do it.
something. We need to flex our wings a little bit, man. We
Yeah,
we have
that's
enough
a
subscribers.
yeah, and that's a good opportunity to be out there and interview some of these big name celebrities, or even like athletes that you see walking around, and they'll give you like a couple minutes, and then they go to
And
the
then they
next
bounce.
table. Yeah.
Can you imagine us doing post game interviews at the Spurs games?
No, bro.
Dude, we have the ability to be post game if we wanted to. I'd be like,
We'd
Mitch,
kicked out real quick, man.
why are we riding the hot hand, dude? I mean, I'm not
Mitch.
gonna say I know more X's and O's than you, but I do know this: you
I'll
don't
be
take out
like-
the hot hand.
I'd be like, Mitch, why did you sit Harper when he was hot? They'd be like, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Do you realize that the Harper was plus 18 last game and Castle was minus 19? You do realize this, right?
They don't want it. You could see Jeff be out there laughing because he knows we're gonna get kicked out. Because you
Yeah,
gotta
I
do, you
sat
gotta
by-
do
I-
what they tell you, man.
I sat by Jeff in Media Row, a couple of years ago when at the Alamo Dome when they had that 50th celebration. That was kind of funny.
I would like
Tony
it if
says
Mike drank
I should drink 3 beers on the show
3-beer Mike
instead of my Celsius.
Celsius, dude. Oh God. But you know what? Today is Wine's Day.
No,
Well, not
tomorrow.
today, but tomorrow is gonna be Wine's Day over there at PF Chang. So make sure you check them out on Wednesdays. It's Wednesdays. It's half off bottles of wine and champagne every day on Wednesday. So if you go out there, make sure you tell Sean Quintero that the Area 210 sent you. Maybe he'll hook you up with something.
I hope so, man. I'm still trying to convince Chica to let me go to the Spurs game tomorrow. Yes, I have to ask her permission because we're clamping down on what we're spending because we bought a European vacation the other day. It's going to be for our honeymoon.
Yeah.
We got married in November, but we decided to honeymoon in June, and that was expensive, Joe. That was stupid expensive, but it's going to be worth it. But now, like these little miscellaneous things that I want to do, like I want to go to a Spurs game, I want to go do this, that, and the other. It's like, no, we just spent money on the trip. No. So she's clamping down on me, Joe.
What you gonna do though? But you're gonna spend money on Valentine's Day. The day of the Valentine is coming up.
Mm-hmm. I already know what I'm getting her.
Yeah, you gotta
She's
do
a-
something.
She's dropping hints like big time.
Oh, I'm sure it's a new purse, a new bag. She wants something. Louis Vuitton. Yeah, yeah. She's like, don't buy me that cheap stuff, Mike.
Mario Cavazza saying Lionel Richie, Earth, Wind, and Fire coming to San Antonio. Mike can't wait to go, he says. I saw Earth, Wind, and Fire perform at the I've seen them perform twice, actually. I saw them perform at the both times in New Orleans, by the way, Jazz Fest one year. And
Yeah.
then I saw Earth, Wind, and Fire perform at the Saints game. They were the pregame show. That was pretty cool. It was like pregame show, Earth, Wind, and Fire, everybody.
They're asking, where in Europe are you going, Mike?
We are flying into. We're going to Spain, Italy, and France. It's going to be 2 weeks in June, and we're going to be what's it called? Doing a cruise. So we're going from city to city by a cruise.
Yeah.
So we're going to be we're going to spend like 3 nights there first, and then get on a cruise over there, cruise up and down, then come on back. But that's our honeymoon.
Yeah. If you want to go on a trip like that and make more money, you got to call Mike.
That's right. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. I help people with their retirement accounts. I'm actually in talks right now to sponsor an event in San Antonio at the end of February, the Lawn and Garden Show at the Alamo Dome. I'm in talks with them about sponsoring that event and being out there, answering people's questions about financial products, about retirement accounts and things like that. Give me a call, 210-508-0369. I'm going to be, it's an emotional day because I have a client of mine that's been my client since 2014 that looks like he's passing away this week. So, I take my job very seriously and got to take care of the surviving spouse and the kid and whatnot. And I've had clients die over the years, and it's very, 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 very. I mean, I can name several of them who've died over the years. It's very, very sad sometimes, and so that's kind of what I do, man. I help people with their finances when it comes to certain situations. They give me their money to invest. I help them allocate their investments and spend it down, and where they should put money here. Oh, I want to buy a car. What money do I use? Stuff like that. It's very, very cool, man. Help people make money and stretch their money. But yeah, man. I'm sorry for being on a down note at the end, but it just bumped in my head that as I end the show, I'm going to be focusing on that for a while. Right? I'm going to go get my dental procedure done, and then I'm going to be working with this family who has had a very, very bad thing. Cancer sucks, dude.
It does.
And
I lost my aunt to it.
Bob became my client in 2014, and I had met with his wife and him every 4 months at the Denny's on Petranco and 1604 since 2014. We ate at the same, not the Denny's, the gyms. We had breakfast or lunch at gyms every 3 or 4 months. And he would always ask the same question. He'd ask about my poker playing. He'd ask, what casino am I going to next? And he would talk about his kids, and he'd talk about, his, missing his work after he retired. It's a good man, and he's in his mid-70s, way too young to pass. It's going to be interesting over the next few weeks, redoing all the accounts and redoing all that stuff to benefit his family. But it was also interesting for them to invite me to the hospital to say my goodbyes. Yeah. And I was there at the Audie Murphy Hospital and the Medical Center there on Friday and Saturday of last week. And gonna go work on that right now, man. But,
hey, man, are we gonna go ahead and start talking about the Winter Olympics? They're gonna be coming up here from February 6th through the 22nd, man. What are we gonna be talking about? Snowboarding, the downhill salmon racing. I mean, what are we gonna be doing?
Oh, the slalom,
the slalom, or what is it? The curling.
How Mexicans don't win that, man? Just shaving the eyes, sweeping the eyes.
Can you imagine? I'd like to do that. I would love to do that, dude. Get out there on the skates and then be all.
My favorite events of the Winter Olympics is the shooting events. It's like, let's ski
like
downhill and then get the rifle out.
Shoot the targets.
It reminds me of Red Dawn. Like, they should shoot the target and scream Wolverine and then move to the next one. Dude, I saw this TikTok the other day It's the longest TikToks in the world, right? It's called movie pitch. I said one to
Yeah.
James Pledger the other day. It's this guy pitching a movie that's a famous movie and is making fun of it by pitching what it's about. And he pitches Point Break. He pitches Independence Day. And when you think about what he says as he articulates what is going on in the movie, you realize how stupid the movie is. Armageddon and all these like classic movies, like action movies. And he goes, like why do the aliens use this? Why couldn't they use their own technology? Why do they have to use human technology for this? Why do the aliens wait 6 hours? How did what's it called? Johnny Utah go undercover when everyone knew that he was a quarterback for Ohio State? It was like all these different things. He completely ruins movies. He's worse than my wife when it comes to ruining movies. It's so funny, man. More ask if I enjoy figure skating. I tell you what, I had a crush on a figure skater growing up, and I got to meet her years later, and she was the worst. She was mean, Joe.
Oh,
What was her
no.
name? Oh my God. Was she East German?
East German, what?
Like I met her in the 90s. She was a famous figure skater for so
Yeah.
long in like the 80s and 90s. And I had a crush on her. And when I met her in person, Joe, I thought that she was like super attractive. But then I met her, like I got an interaction with her. She was so rude, man. So it was just it just kind of just maybe not feel it. It was Yamaguchi, wasn't it, Mike? I met Sam Massoline's asking that question. I met Yamaguchi. She was nice, but that's not who I'm talking about. Let's see here. And no, it wasn't Tanya Harding. Let me see here. I'm going to look it up. It wasn't Tara Lipinski. It wasn't Michelle Kwan. It was
Tanya
not
Harding.
No, maybe she was in the 80s. I said East German, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was East Germany. Katarina Witt.
Yeah,
Katarina, W-I-T-T, Katarina Witt.
I'm looking at video of my friend right now. One of my best friends. She's moved to Dallas now. Like I told you, she became a lady cop, right? But she's from Sweden, dude. She became a U.S. citizen years ago. And she's out there in Dallas. She was showing video of when it was all iced over and snow on the ground. And she took out her figures, her skates, because she's a figure skater. She used to be. And so she's doing her figure skating in the cul-de-sac where she lives, dude. She's pretty good, man. She's pretty good, dude. I was like, damn.
Just doing it on her own?
Yeah. She's just doing it on her own.
That's funny, dude. Why are we making fun of the fact that I liked that I thought an East German woman was cute back in the day?
Maybe they're thinking about like they betray them in like some of the films, with the mole.
Remember the movie Top Secret, Joe?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Top Secret's such a good movie, dude. Val Kilmer in there. It's such a stupid movie, but you keep laughing.
Oh my God, Sam with a great comment here. She was kind of scared looking, Mike. He wanted the vendor sex. That was a great movie too. But Euro Trip.
Euro Trip.
Club
You just kill a
vendor
cheetah.
sex. I got the T-shirt.
What they tell her what you do? Kill a cheetah?
Although that's road
trip.
trip. That's road trip. Yeah, Euro Trip is when they go to Amsterdam.
Yeah. Is that the one that they had? What's his name? Not Ben Affleck, but the other guy. What's his name? Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Where he sings Fiona and me. Did it in your do it every Sunday. She says she's at church, but she doesn't go, so she's on her. Anyway, I won't go. Scotty doesn't know. That's a great song for karaoke night, by the way. Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty. That's great, dude. Lustra was the name of the band that sang that song. What is the movie
Oh,
that
there was
was
it. What was the name of the? That
Blades of
was
Glory?
Blades
of
of
Glory.
Glory. That
The
movie
the
is
the,
so
I, the Iron
stupid.
Lotus, I think was the name of
The Iron Lotus. Yeah, I
the
like it when they show him in the beginning where he's on the outs or whatever, and he's doing that like on ice parody show, for the kids or
Yeah.
what have you. And he's like the fairy or something like that, dressed up, and he's boozing it up inside the costume, and he's laughing, and then you hear, "Blah." He's all throwing up in the suit. He's getting trashed.
So I was watching Anchorman the other day, and Chica had never seen Anchorman. So she's like me; she hasn't seen a lot of classic movies, right? And
Baxter, I don't speak Spanish. Six Panther.
you know what they've done studies. 60% of the time it works every time.
What
And
did
for Ron Burgundy to say like that makes no sense. No,
What did they say in the fight, Mike? You could hit me anywhere but the face.
Brick killed a man. Brick killed a guy.
Did he like spear the dude straight through the chest?
No, he goes like that, threw a trident to his heart.
That was so dumb. Dude.
No, he goes. That's so funny, man. What's it called? Greg's asking, how does she ruin Anchorman? It's not that she ruined it. It's just she just looks at me, and goes, "Why do you guys think this is funny?"
It's funny, dude.
Like you ate the whole wheel of cheese. Though she did laugh at the Jack Black punting Baxter off the bridge.
Is that your dog?
You just ruined. You destroyed my chopper, man. And then he goes. It's the one thing I love the most. What do you love the most? I love poetry. I love a good glass of scotch, and of course, my friend Baxter here. Well, now this is happening.
Boom. Yeah, Baxter came back. He was all right, dude.
Yeah, the great line is, oh my god, when Paul Rudd's character say that he has a nickname for his junk.
Oh, Steve
call-
Carell's character he's a crazy dude, man.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to come to the pants party? Are you trying to say there's a party in your pants that I'm invited? Yep.
Yep. No, he says it. Yep. I take it that she didn't like Anchorman.
Yeah, Sam says I'll ruin the Anchorman for you. The supporting cast carried Will Ferrell in the entire movie. I'm not opposed to that, dude. I like how Danny Trejo makes an appearance at the end as the bartender, and he does like a very poignant speech.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, man, I don't speak Spanish."
Oh God, look at they got you. They got you good, Mike.
What's that?
They said this is Mike's European taste on the media share. The girl from Dodgeball.
Unibrow and all, baby. Unibrow and all.
With the mole on the cheek.
My taste is Chica, and I gotta go see Chica right now because she's gonna drill the back of my teeth. I got one
God.
tooth, which, by the way, it's just weird. I've been in pain with this tooth for the longest time. Today, the day that we're gonna have the procedure, no pain.
That's a good thing, though, man. They're gonna put some Novocaine, numb you up. You be in and out.
Very nice. I got to go do that, Joe. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be talking about the Spurs Rockets. We'll preview that game tomorrow. Thank you to PF Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio for sponsoring our show. Thank you to all the diehards. Hit the like button on the way out. Share. Let people know that we do what we do every Monday through Friday from 10 to 11:30. And I'm excited about tomorrow's Spurs game, man. So we'll get into it tomorrow. Joe,
Yep,
be back tomorrow, man.
we'll see you boys tomorrow. We're out. Peace.